Go back to you.
So what are you doing these days?
I wonder if it won't let you in because. Can you add guest? You should already be in there now. Send invite.
Yeah, I'm in that group, but I'm not inside.
Oh yeah, yeah. What's going on here? How'd you get there?
I just clicked the video, not the video.
Okay. You don't need to send invite. Oh, here, let me hit close on this. Are you in? No, you made your own.
Oh.
That's something different. Okay. So you click on that.
That's a really interesting.
Hands of Paul, website creation. Yeah, that's it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh. It's like showing it not live. That's okay.
Close to live.
Close to live. Okay, so I'll record this. You can hit mute on this if you don't hear it. And so we'll just go ahead and it's recording everything we're doing, and we can kind of talk about some stuff, and then you'll have access to this video. I'll go in and edit the video and make it a little bit better, like put a title screen or something like that, put your name in there, and they'll be able to hear you, obviously, because see you probably. Actually, I have to switch the camera. Switch the camera settings. Do front. Save. And see, we can see both of us. Isn't that cool? Okay. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to screen share my desktop. Entire screen. And I'll minimize. So now it's actually showing all this stuff. Okay? So, the first thing I need to know, obviously, the first question was, what type of experience do you have with programming or creating websites?
I have experience creating websites using the Wix.
Wix?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I still working on the HTML.
Okay, we don't, it's okay. It's actually nowadays, we don't actually need to know programming to make a website. Like Wix, like you said, Weebly is another one. And those are very basic, very quick, very simple. They're not very powerful, but they do allow us to get the message out, right? And we need to think about what's the purpose of what you're doing. And I would assume, and you can let me know if it's something else, but we want to promote the adoption of the animals, right? And that's really about all the main function, right? Is there any other functions?
And maybe illustrative part, because I think the interface is also the important part of the website. But I think I'm pretty good with creating the interface stuff, because I had several websites that have been already created. So,
Oh, you do?
yeah.
Can you show me one up here on this computer?
This is my music portfolio. I'm creating.
Okay.
So like.
Oh, and you're using SoundCloud as well,
Yeah.
right? Which is good.
And I can like organize the graphics.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. So you have graphics, you have audio, which could be essentially podcasts.
Yeah, and slide as well. In which you can actually use the slide to like.
Like a slideshow
yeah,
or like a PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow, so it's actually got quite a bit of functionality, right? Now, is this kind of like what you're thinking about for the hands and paws? Is maybe making a site like
Yeah,
this?
really
Another
fun
one?
website.
Good. Well, that's good actually, because I was going to suggest either using Weebly, Wix, or another option is a Google site. The problem with the Google site would be, though, it's more like the publishing stage. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. It doesn't look, eye-catching, as opposed to a Wix or Weebly site. However, the added benefit to a Google site would be, for example, are you a senior this year?
Yeah.
When you leave next year, if you have a Wix or Weebly, then
It's hard for people to.
it'd be very hard for us to continue using it. If you were to make a Google site, you can change or give ownership to another, like maybe one of the freshmen or a sophomore in the group, and then the next year they can just continue it on. However, it's not going to look as good, right? So, but there are, added benefits. You could still, create, for example, a keynote presentation or a PowerPoint presentation, and then you can make Adobe PDFs from documents. You can upload them to Google Site.
Or I think I can create one like public account for Wix, so everyone.
You
has
could.
an
That's
account
another way
to
around
share,
it. Yeah, that is another way. So we can easily, yeah, that way you can just,
I like the northern.
everyone would have the password,
Mhm.
they would have access to it, and there wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then, so the current system we are using now is just Adoption Fair and Facebook page.
Oh, can you show me the Facebook page up here?
Oh, it's the.
Because I don't think I've ever actually seen it.
Oh, it's a.
You might have to, when it pops up, you'll have to log me out.
Oh.
So go there to Mark here. Oh, where's the log out? I thought it was right there.
Wait, but I think I can research that.
No, just look it up from there.
Well, and it's really funny because you don't have
That it?
Yeah.
Ooh, hit like on there for me. Okay.
So it's.
No.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but so it's basically just that, and we can share that with people, but it's not really.
Well, for professional development, we're kind of talking about different ways that we can get teachers to get more information about what we offer for PD at the school. And the same argument I use for Facebook for that is probably the same argument we could use for the Hands and Paws, which is, where do most people go when they have their downtime?
Yeah.
Facebook. Right? They're going to go to Facebook before they go to a website, probably, right? First thing you do when you go on your computer is, where do you go?
I don't use Facebook.
What do you use?
I do not really use the messenger system.
Oh, you don't use like a social media at
Yeah,
all?
no.
Okay, what about your friends? What are they using?
Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah, most of them are using it, right? When I go home, when my wife goes home, we all pretty much get on Facebook. There's other programs they could be using, but definitely one thing they don't do, they don't get on their computer when they're going to relax on the couch or in their bedroom and go to a website.
Yeah.
They don't do that. They usually go to some type of social media site, right? Somewhere where they can communicate with everyone else to see what's going on, right?
Mhm.
So I actually think that Facebook is a great idea to push our message out. So anyway, so you're thinking a website, you're thinking Facebook,
Yeah, and
anything else?
I also think about the mobile interface. Like you can access the mobile version of web
Yes.
using. So just to like get more.
Now, I don't know about Wix, but I know like Google Sites, for example, has a setting in there that says make the site formatted for smartphones.
Yeah.
Does Wix have that as well?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's called a responsive design. So it's built into the system. Facebook also is the same way.
Mhm.
It's a responsive design. So depending on what screen resolution you have, it automatically outputs it the right way. Were you thinking about maybe going further and making an app?
That
'Cause that gets a lot more complicated.
I actually can make an application for the Android.
You can or
I
cannot?
can,
Oh, wow, cool.
but there are a lot of people who are using Mac, and it's
That is true. However, the bulk of
iPhone.
people for phones use Android.
really-
The majority use Android.
I
So
mean,
Apple's a big chunk. Um,
because in
but if you were to do the thing with smartphones, just like you just said,
Mhm.
let's say you pick one or the other, you're still at the least you're only getting, at the most I should say, you're only getting half of the population.
Yeah.
So you really, if you're promoting your site through a smartphone, you're really cutting out
Yeah.
a large chunk of the population
Mhm.
and people who might be wanting to adopt. That's why I almost kind of rather push the website because it works on all phones,
Mhm.
right? And what we can do, because most people aren't going to want to go, and even if you did make an app, let's say you made an app for both Android and an app for iOS, no one's going to want to go and like download that app and no one's going to do that.
Mhm.
What we could do instead is the use of QR codes
Yeah.
strategically placed throughout the campus, and also we can place them on a website, we can place them on flyers, on piece of papers, or even in this, what's that, Scrimshaw newspaper that goes home, newsletter or bulletins. We can embed the QR code in that. Takes them, no matter what smartphone they're on, it takes them directly, even my Windows phone, right? It'll take them directly to the website.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually a
really good.
far more efficient way of doing
Yeah.
it than making an app, right?
Yeah, it's
Because like I said, no one's going to go, oh, I'm sitting at home, I'm going to go and download
yeah, for hands and paws.
Right, because if they're going to see an advertisement for Hands and Paws advertising the app, you might as well just have the QR code.
Yeah.
It takes them directly there. They don't have to download, they don't have to install. And they'll, out of sight, out of mind, really, even if they load an app on there, they're going to forget that it's there eventually, right? So the thing is publication throughout the campus and through newsletters is probably, digital and paper is probably the best way to get people to hit our site or Facebook page, for example, right? Anyway, so you got two big ones there. Actually, three things now.
Mhm.
We have the, was it Wix you're using?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wix website. Brilliant, great idea. Definitely think we should do that. You're talking about, we already have the Facebook page, but to maintain it, maybe. We have a lot of freshmen. That could be some of their tasks, is to keep that up. And then the promotion, self-promotion of the sites through QR codes.
Yeah, that's really good.
What do you think?
Yeah, I can definitely work on Wix and the QR code part, but I think I have to think about the Facebook part because of its complexity. I think
What are some of the issues that you're thinking might be issues with Facebook?
because there are like lots of adults. I know, like it's not. There are a lot of adults who are using Facebook, but they can't find our pages. They don't really know about Facebook much, and
Well,
just
everyone
parents
under
are not-
13 theoretically would not be allowed to use the Facebook page. However, and a lot of what we'd want to do is a lot of the kids to see that we have the pet so they can tell their parents. So that would be a problem. But for middle school, well, 8th grade and above, the Facebook page is great. I think if you hit both at the same time,
Yeah,
we're going to get a lot more traction, right, with the
so
people.
both QR code, Facebook, and then Wix websites.
Do kids here use Twitter?
There are people who are using it, but
Not many.
more.
How many of your friends use Twitter?
Most of them.
Really?
Yeah.
So maybe that might be another option as well, because some people like using Twitter, right? And how about Instagram?
I don't really think so. That's
Old school? Old
Like,
people use that now?
most people use Facebook for general. So
General purpose.
yeah, even in our school students, everyone's accessible.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think it would hurt if we explore that with the group
Yeah.
next time that we meet, to ask any of them, do you have an Instagram account? Would you mind maintaining an Instagram account, and that would be like,
Mm.
you know, we could do Vine, Instagram, Twitter. Those are like some of the tertiary type
Yeah.
social media sites that we can use, but definitely Facebook is the number one.
Yeah, and I think also through those Facebook or Twitter, like social media, we can like advertise our QR code for it on the website.
On all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that helps.
That would be pretty cool. This is a great idea. I think we get a lot of interest in the group. And I wonder if our success rate of adoption
Yeah,
will
that's-
increase if we increase the social media presence, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's,
Do we have statistics on like how many pets actually get adopted?
like usually less than 15 to 20, about like 15 to 20 a year.
That's the running number.
Yeah, kind of.
Do we
Through
have
different
actual
carriers.
numbers somewhere though?
I think Yantu might have it, the leader, but yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
we could ask her in the next meeting
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
and see if she can.
But
If we can get those numbers, it'd be really interesting to see her, because then we can gauge our impact.
because it was really hard for us to keep the animals who didn't get adopted, because people sometimes just left their animals without even telling us.
Oh my gosh.
So we had to take care of them for like more than a month, and there's no place we can keep them.
Where do you keep them though?
I actually take one puppy to my home, but it was an apartment, so it was really issue that I can't take care of her, and
Right.
my parents doesn't want it.
Oh, of course. I'm sure they're not
Yeah.
happy, right?
So, and like there are lots of people who are calling me and ask that can my animals get adopted, but it's not season, we can't.
Right.
So it was really
Oh my gosh. Okay.
frustrating.
Yeah, I can imagine. By the way, where Choi? So where are you from?
I'm from South Korea, so yeah, I think I just want to reduce those kind of issues
Sure.
by using
Sure.
the website.
Yeah, definitely. I think part of what will help that is if we have clear expectations for the parents or the people dropping off the pets, that we are only going to watch them for a few hours and you have to come back and get them, right?
Yeah.
Or all these pets, I think I asked this last time,
Mhm.
they're all going to be spayed and neutered beforehand, right?
Yeah.
They are? Okay. And how about the veterinarian that we work with? Do they have a kennel? Do they have a place to keep pets?
Yeah, most of the times.
Okay.
Or we sometimes we just set the fence for the small puppies, and usually cats in the cage.
Got it. Okay, well, it sounds like, are there any other questions that you want to ask? Or
I think we did talk now. So is there? No, I think we did talk enough.
you sure?
Yeah.
This is your last chance for a little bit. Current systems, problems, current. So we talked about the current systems, right?
Yeah,
That we have.
the problems. Yeah.
I don't think we're going to need to deal with the IT department, the technology department in any way, because we're not using everything that we're going to be using. All the services are outside of the school.
Yeah.
Do you want? What do we want? We kind of talked about. Well, that I don't know. I think first we need to. I think really, what do we want on those systems? If it's social media or a static website, is really information about the pets. Maybe we could also have information about how do you take care of a new pet. Places like where you can go to buy food, maybe, because maybe some people, they don't know where do I buy dog food cheap? Where do I buy cat food cheap? Where can I buy supplies for the pets? We might want to have information about, especially if it's teachers, about is there. I know a lot of teachers, when they go home for the summer, it's very expensive to take pets with them, and sometimes local staff are willing to babysit, the pets for them over the summer for a couple of months. So maybe we can have information about that on there, so that way the teachers will be more willing to adopt a pet if they know they could just leave the pet in the summer. They don't have to take them home every summer without worrying about that. And so there's many different things that we can put on there, right?
Yeah.
Possible problems. I don't really see any possible problems.
Yeah. That's...
Other than some elementary and middle school kids won't have access to social media sites,
Yeah.
but your Wix site
It's-
will be available. So that should take care of that.
But I'm worrying that there are still a lot of people who don't know how to use QR code. Is there?
I don't think that's going to be a
Is
problem.
it okay?
Well, you know what we could also do in addition is our other school in Korea, actually,
Yeah.
what we did is we'd create flyers, and it would have, like, just a typical flyer like you would make in
Yeah.
Pages or Microsoft Office, or Google Pages for that matter, and it would have like a picture, it'd have a title, it'd have maybe a short paragraph explanation,
Yeah.
narrative,
Mhm.
or bullet points, and then at the bottom it would have the QR code.
Yeah.
So even if they didn't know how to use the QR code, they would still see the information in a website URL,
Yeah.
right, or address,
Mhm.
and then at the bottom would have the QR code for those who do know how to use it.
Yeah, that's true.
So that I don't think is going to be an issue either. And how it's going to help us is definitely promotion,
Mhm.
and hopefully the object is more adoption, a higher adoption rate,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Would you agree?
Sure. Yeah. that is why.
That's the goal, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so I think that's good. I think we got a good kind of idea now of how we want to do this, right?
Yes.
And we have plenty of freshmen, so we can draft them into managing these other systems as well, right?
Yeah.
In the meantime.
That's true.
When's our next Hands and Paws meeting, by the way?
I thought it was today, but for some reason, because they just said really tell us the exact time.
Right.
dates. So
You don't know? We'll have to check the calendar.
Leader knows. Leader might know. So.
Okay. Yeah, I see her around every now and then.
Yeah.
Maybe if you see her, you can mention it
Yeah.
to her. Okay, so I think we're good. Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to stop our hangout. I'm going to go quickly edit this video. It takes maybe about an hour for it to post on YouTube. Then I can go and edit, and then it'll be another half an hour. So this should be ready in about 2 hours. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then I'll send you actually you'll see it in your
Yeah,
your page, the video. So I'll cut out some of the extra part,
Sure.
put a title in there, and that'll be it. And then you got it for proof, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, now I'm gonna quit that. My camera is still on somewhere though, but where?
Do we have any juniors in our group?